Hello and welcome to the Holy Grail of Poker. This is a tutorial video on the Play tab, and here we're on the Play tab now. We're going to look at cash games, and so you can see here there's some preset tables. I can create a new table here if I like, and it's telling me that I've made changes, so I need to save them or cancel them. So I can change players here and add players and that sort of thing. And then I can delete that table if I like. So let's look at one of the existing tables. Here you can see this is one of the toughest tables. I'm playing against the software's best artificial intelligence for pre-flop and post-flop. And we have each player having different stack sizes here. That makes the game a little more challenging because you have to think about how to play differently against different players. And while each of these players are set up to have the best artificial intelligence for both pre-flop and post-flop, they will play differently because of their respective stack sizes. If we want to change all of their stack sizes, I can type in a stack size here and say set all balances, and I can change the blinds. I can add or subtract players, and so let's play. So here we are. I have the advice screen open right now, and it's telling me I should call here. I'm deep stacked, and I have a pair of threes in the small blind. I'm facing a raise from donkey. And by the way, one thing I want to mention, this looks like we're playing live poker at full tilt. This is our software. We just have the full tilt skin showing right now. So right now we're just playing against our artificial intelligence, and the advice is to call. There's other things I can show here. I could see, let's say I'm more of a beginner, I can show the hand rankings here. And if I don't want that, then I just remove it here. And so I'm going to call, and we'll see what post-flop advice looks like. So there I have a open-ended straight draw, but it's not a great one because I have the bottom of it. The advice to check to the pre-flop raiser, which is, and Sharon bets into the pre-flop raiser and bets almost the whole pot. And so this may surprise you that this is a fold, but it is in fact a fold because Sharon bet a large portion of the pot, and if we hit our straight, it won't be the nut straight, and if a club comes, we may make our straight and lose to a flush. So for all of those reasons, this is a fold here. And we can see here if we called, it would be almost a $10 mistake on an expected value basis. So we'll fold, and then it'll tell us that we played that hand well. We could shut this advice so that we could get used to playing without the advice open. And here's an important consideration with respect to that. See here, we have it set to import all hands. So I'm going to right now be importing all hands irrespective of whether I have advice open or not. So if you want to practice and just follow the advice all the time, that's one thing. If you're doing that, you may want to only import the hands when the advice is hidden so that the reports that show your mistakes are reflecting your play when you're trying to make your best decision as opposed to following the advice. You can make it a 4-color deck like I just did. You can change the sound. I can play with all cards showing, which is a very effective tool, particularly when playing this toughest table, because I can see how these players play. Rather than only getting advice on my own, I can basically see how good players are playing all the time, which is quite helpful to do. We have a lot of customers that really benefit from that functionality. You can click Heads Up Display, which is an advanced feature, and play with that function working. And you can, I've gone over all of this, and you can change skin. So I think I've covered what I wanted to on this page. So now tournaments work just like cash games, except for the fact that these tournaments are all winner-take-all tournaments. So they're not sit-and-go tournaments or multi-table tournaments where second place and third place get a portion of the prize pool. And the reason for that is currently the artificial intelligence with the Holy Grail of Poker works for cash games. It doesn't work for understanding and thinking about tournament equity at the end of a sit-and-go tournament. So right now, winner-take-all tournaments and cash games. Here you can change the rate at which the big blinds increase here, and most of the rest of the functionality is the same as the cash game tab. So that's what I wanted to cover with respect to the play functionality. In other videos, we'll go over the manage players functionality as well as hand situations. Thank you so much for your time.